Hey, hey, okay, hey.
Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Scotty Show. Tonight, we're going to be reacting to Ying tapes, fall season 1989 to 1990 EP by the Suicideboys. Since Haunted Mound's going to be going on tour with the Suicideboys, I figured, why not react to some music by the Suicideboys? You know what I'm saying? I haven't really listened to any other new stuff. I would consider myself like a day one Suicideboys fan. Like, I was a really big fan of like when they was like dropping the fucking music videos and they were like 30 minutes or to an hour long with like fucking 8 different songs on a goddamn in the music video and shit. I fuck with that stuff that they did with Puya and the Buffet Boys. I fucked with my favorite song by them was I Can No Longer Fear the Razor Blade Guarding My Heel. That was like one of the most legendary songs I've ever heard by them. Honestly, probably my favorite song by them is that whole like little thing right there. I think that's like a 6 or 7 minute song, I think, and like it's one of the best songs I've ever heard in my life. But yeah, I haven't. I would say I slowed down listening to them all the way up to like maybe 2019 or maybe even 2018, and then I'll check in on them here and there. But yeah, like anything that's been like super recent, I haven't listened to. I haven't listened to any of their new stuff. I haven't really listened to any of the 2022 stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna have to react to some of their newer albums and the most recent albums. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get into the Ying tapes first, and then we're gonna work our way down to about like maybe 2020, 2019 to about like the time I stopped, listening to their music. But yeah, I would say that I was fairly like I was a part of like the early wave of Suicideboys. But yeah, we gonna get into this, man. Suicideboys, honestly, like they were. I was about to say we're gonna get into this mixtape or this EP real quick, but I just want to say, like, man, like even though like people hate on them a lot, man, like they have contributed so much to the scene of like the whole like the using the 3-6 Mafia stuff, that Brother Lynch Hung sound, that big lurch. Like if you know about like that like shit right there, like that old like Bone Thugs and Harmony kind of like style and flow and all that stuff, like ain't nobody put that sound on more than them. And I would say Space Ghost Perp, and there's a few others, I can't really think of them. I know Puya kind of used that sound a little bit, in that style, that was South Florida's whole little thing right there. Was like, at one point, was that like whole entire like, 666 Mafia Memphis flow, and bringing that to like, cause I mean, it's the South still, you know what I'm saying? Memphis is the South, Florida, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the South, you know what I'm saying? It's like that, like, it was natural when they used it, and the Suicideboys are from Louisiana, you know what I'm saying? They're from New Orleans, so that's the South too. So for me, that should just come natural to them. I know they got a lot of hate, for it, and I love that they used it and all that stuff. And it sucks that they had to like get sued, by 3-6 Mafia. Well, some of the people in 3-6 Mafia and things like that. And it's just sad how all that stuff went down. But and I like to see that, it looks like they're making like their own like kind of like twist on it, and they're doing the damn thing. So we're about to get into this, man. Shout out to the Suicideboys. It's the Scotty Show. Let's get it. And please like, share, and subscribe, y'all. Let's get it. Fall season intro. Let's do it.
Like I said before, I'm the pimp, she's the hoe. Like I said before, I'm the like I said before.
Grapevine Nine Records presents
Ying tapes, motherfucker.
from the year 1989 to the year 1990.
It's fall season, we gon' watch them all drop.
From the north side to the seventh floor.
From that motherfucking East Bay to the West Bay.
Introducing Wedo and Blanco. Hard
Hey man, I already know like an intro like that. The rest of this shit about to be crazy. I already know it's about to just be flames. We gonna get into this. Oh, also I want to shout out to Germ, man. Germ, man, he's still like I saw they recently made another. I know it came out in 2022, but they still fuck with Germ. I like to see that they still fuck with Germ, and it's so dope seeing Germ still doing the damn thing. Germ is definitely one of my favorite rappers out of that scene as well. And and also, man, prayers up to him. I know like it happened like a long time ago, but seeing this girl get kidnapped and all that stuff, just prayers and thought and all that with him. Man, I can't even imagine going through that shit. So just shout out to him for still like making music and still going strong while he had to like deal with that kind of stuff, man. And I couldn't even imagine that. And just shout out to Germ, man. Just shout out to Germ. We got to react to some Germ too, bro. Germ is super important to the underground scene. Honestly, I thought he was the best around like that 2016, 2017 time. I thought he was the best in that scene as well. I thought nobody was touching him. I thought he was like the old dirty bastard of the underground scene. He was just super fire, man. Like he could just bar for bar go with anybody. Like it was just crazy how talented he was. And I like that he was a skateboarder as well, and it just felt super underground. And like I talked about this in the previous video, like how it just blows my mind how the skate scene is not super involved or indulged in the underground scene anymore. And it's like I feel like there's like a really big disconnect, because I love watching like those skate mixtapes or whatever of just seeing people like, you know, do the damn thing. And like I don't really hear any of like the new underground, you know, rappers on their shit. And and I don't really see any of the skaters fucking with any of the underground rappers. I know a lot of underground rappers that are skaters, but I don't really see none of like the pro skaters or the semi-pro skaters fucking with the underground scene. Maybe I'm wrong, but let me know in the comments. But that's like one thing that I miss about the underground scene, is how the skate scene was connected to the underground. And I feel like there's a really big disconnect. And I feel like it's a big thing that not only like, you know, skateboarding and all that stuff is missing out on, but you know, the underground music scene, you know, is missing out on that shit, man. That's a whole big market right there. We need to revive that back, man, for real. You know, I would love to sit down and talk with skaters and stuff like that on my podcast. So if y'all have any skaters y'all want to recommend that I can like chop it up with, that y'all feel that fucks with the underground or is tapped in, you know, just drop them in the comment section. I would love to chop it up with a skateboarder for real. You know, just try to build that bridge, man. But we're gonna get into the next song, What. Let's get it.
You did good, say.
It's man.
Motherfuckers that you claim you know is cuffed up in the gray hole. Stay the fuck away. Locked up on my side, but look like I'm AAA. Any motherfucking time, any motherfucking day. Demons all about me and they begging for a fucking taste.
Same shit, different day, playing with the cake. Don't know inside, it's the block where the fuck I stay. Still a creeping in the good, remain sick as fuck. Every other band,
Yo, this is fire. And like I can see why like Cemetery, I hope Cemetery, I hope they make music with the Suicideboys, and I also hope that Cemetery picks up on some of, you know, the styles and the mannerisms that the Suicideboys have. Not to copy like their whole entire like style and flow, but I want to know what it sounds like when Cemetery uses a flow like this. I feel like Cemetery can use a flow like this and go crazy with it, and also combining his own style as well. So I hope that he like picks up on stuff like that, and like the writing and the structuring of the writing. Like this is just I grew up listening to this a whole lot, because I grew up listening to 3 6 Mafia. Well, I grew up listening to 666 Mafia when they were called 666 Mafia. And I grew up listening to a lot of Bone Thugs, like Mr. Ouija, can you tell me my future? Like I grew up listening to a lot of that shit. And like that was just like a really and Brother Lynch hung and stuff like that. I had friends like I remember when I was really young, bro. Like, and this is like this kind of music remind me of, bro. I remember one time, man, I was it was my first time like smoking weed and shit. I was at my friend's house. We was in this basement smoking weed, bro. And we was just playing fucking we was playing 3-6 Mafia. We was playing Bone Thugs and shit. I was like 14, maybe 15 years old, bro. We was high as fuck, hitting bong rips and shit. My nigga, my homie brought out the Bible and was like, bro, you know this shit fake, right? I was like, yo, what the fuck? Bro, we was having debates and all that shit. And then like it was just crazy, bro. It was like a whole I wasn't like upset or anything, like, but just imagine just being high as fuck. It's your first time smoking weed. And a nigga just bring out the Bible and he was like, you know this whole thing is fake, right? And I'm just like, yo. I'm just like, bro, how you gonna drop this shit on me when I'm high as fuck, bro? Like, and we're like having debates about the Bible and shit, and like we're having like a good time and shit. And like I said, I don't get mad about things like that. Like I like to have like those debates. I will get like passionate and stuff like that, but like I'm not like, oh, I fucking hate you, you're a piece of shit. The Bible's real, you're a fucking piece of shit atheist. But like come to think, but like now I'm older and like I have not only the Bible in my house, I have the Bhagavad Gita, I got the Tao Te Ching at my house, and I also have the Quran, and I got the Torah and the Tanakh on my phone, like. Like now I'm just like open to all different spiritualities now. And yeah, like it's just crazy. That's what like what this music, like what Suicide Boys make me think of, you know, growing up. You know, like that's like the Suicide Boys, like when I hear like their music come on, bro, like so many childhood memories just open up in my brain, because this is like the kind of music that I was raised on, like the kind of style of music and shit like that. And yeah, and I just we're going back to the basement. We were in the basement smoking. We're debating about the Bible and shit. I'm high as fuck, bro. We listening to music and shit. And this is like when the iPod Touch was popping, bro. I had my iPod Touch in my hand. I was holding it. I threw that bitch. I said, "Fuck the rap game," and then everyone was like, "Ah!" It's like my boy just snapped. Everyone's going crazy and shit. I'm like, bro, it was crazy, bro. Like we was like super like into like the underground and all types of shit. Like I fuck with the mainstream music, but I was like underground till I die, bro. Like straight up, I was like, yo, we only fucking with the underground music, bro. Like, cause I had like a whole bunch of mainstream shit on my iPod, but I also had like, you know, the underground shit too. But I had more mainstream than I had underground. And I was just like, I looked at my iPod Touch and I was just like, fuck the rap game. I was like, I'm the realest nigga in here, bro. I was high as fuck, and I was, bro, imagine a 14-year-old kid doing that shit, bro. It was crazy. But we're gonna keep it going.
Have you ever seen a demon pull up new Mercedes? Most hated, underrated, you know greater click. Fucking straight to hell and clear the motherfucking pig.
Better celebrate. Better celebrate. Say the fuck away. Say the fuck away.
I just put the perk, I just put the same. See this bag of dope, that's 100 grand. Celebrate some hope, fuck I hit the dash. Looking for some love, holla at your man.
With the hammer, I'm a dog, so keep bad law.
Yeah, you know it's personal when the mask off.
He put his body on display like his head off.
Bro, like hearing them talk about like the heroin and shit, like it just reminds me of when I first heard like their interview and they were talking about how they was robbing niggas for the dope. That shit was crazy, bro. They said they was off the H fucking just robbing niggas for the dope. That was crazy, bro. They was sticking niggas up for that shit, and like look where they at now. That's just wild, bro. Let's keep it going.
In the game, call me Bernie Retro Mad Dog.
Go to the world, so my dick said, but don't hide, cause I always get away with it. Fingers hot, 5'9", with the fucking district. Fingers hot, bitch, I'm back to the fucking end.
Hey, rock will never shoot the blank. I'm in the chamber with your name on it. Block, pull the rank, got another great blocking in.
You know, it's crazy since like they got sued by like 3-6 Mafia and shit like that, and like now like they're making music like this, like 3-6 Mafia, and maybe hopefully they're building up a catalog like this even more now, so people can sample their shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's kind of like, that would be crazy if that's like that's what they're trying to do. Like, I feel like it'd be dope if like, you know, they built up a really big catalog to where people could then like in the future, you know, when it's like, it's 2023, 10, 15 years from now, you know what I'm saying? It's like 2030 or 2040 or something like that. And like a young, you know, up and comers, you know, like the Suicide Boys want to sample their shit, and they're just like, go ahead, bro. And they don't sue them or nothing like that. And like, then they end up looking like the cool motherfuckers. But you can't, but like, it's kind of a difficult thing because, you know, you gotta pay them increments, bro. You gotta pay them increments, and like it's a touchy subject. You know, I can only, you know, say what, like, from my perspective of what I would do. But, you know, when there's money, you know, that's potentially lost, and you're an older artist and things like that, and you need the money and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that they're hurting for money, but like, all money ain't bad money, you know what I'm saying? Like, and sometimes you just need that shit, and sometimes you just need them increments. And that's just how it be. We're gonna keep it going.
And the fucking tank, these banks got my blade sharp and cut tight. I shank shoot your way, I'ma play my tongue.
Hey, why all these ops on my block, huh? Pull up the chop like a mob, bro. Hey, streets sweeping like a Mardi Gras. Lit up streets with a bunch of bloody potty paws.
Swinging on the 30s, got the 30s in my glove box. Cops pull me over, they about to get their mug pop. Cherry lemonade type of stain, pull up in the rain. Split this fucking rain like a bitch who loves to chuck high.
Let me the fuck alone. Let me the fuck alone. Let me the fuck alone. Let me the fuck alone.
Stepping up, rapping at 5'9". All of my partners for lifeline. 33 years ago, keeping myself up to 30s. I'm flipping the weak gang with me. Whole gang with me. I got no.
Yo, this kind of, hey, look, if you're a real Bone Thugs and Harmony fan, bro, like this, like that sequence right there, that sounds like Flow Motion. I flow when I go and flow, and like, and then fuck, was it Crazy Bone or was it Flesh and Bone, where he was like, well, it's the nigga that once again, the nigga that pick up the pen, try to contend, cause so when is the Mac 10 is blasting, creeping, now you running from the assassin. I forgot how the rest goes. Who the trigger with the mask, man? The nigga that pulled the trigger, cause I'm some of the figure the big one. Once you see the record, just put in your cap. Like, that shit is crazy, bro. I like when people do that shit. I'm a big fan of like that kind of like that flow. Like, and Twista's known for doing that shit too. Twista's a demon with that shit too as well. Like, you can't even, ain't nobody fucking with Twista when it comes to that kind of lifestyle. I'm a big fan of like that shit when people do that shit.
I'm in the streets, thanks to me, all those but I'm hanging out the fucking shit.
Never sleep, drinking off the rock, block will play for keeps. Real life, drunk addict, come down, go with fucking sleep. Never sleep, I know that the big.
And if y'all don't know, Flow Motion is the song that Bone Thugs and Harmony sang on the phone for Eazy-E when he was in the hospital to get that, and that's how they got their deal. Like, and it was around, and I think it was when Eazy-E was in and outside. I think that's the story. But they all rapped Flow Motion on the phone for him, and that shit was crazy. And I can only imagine hearing like them spitting the verses, bro. That shit was fire.
I know that he patient, see his reflection when I pull it up.
Codeine in the club, double it up, now I might not wake up. Uzi tucked next to my 40. Southside of the lake, yeah, I'm always 740. All these pills, I take them, bitch, there ain't no fucking horny.
I got too far, shorty try hit me on my other line. Shorty looking fine, gonna call her back another time. Dollar signs on my fucking mind while I break spine. Pulled out just in time, I can't let her have my fucking life.
Bro, the production is always gonna be fire for Suicide Boys, bro. I fuck with their production, like, I mean, all the time, man. Like, they can't do no wrong. All right, next song, Every Dog Has His Day.
Good day, motherfucker!
You did good, say.
bars is crazy, bro. Bro, what do you say? Hold up. Let me, bro. He said, ready to snatch us. Come on, bro. Hold up.
Ready to snatch your soul, so your face.
He said, ready to snatch a soul, seal your, he said, ready to snatch a soul, seal your fate, up with a frozen kiss, I'm smoking bliss, turn a fuckboy into a mist. He said, scratch her name off my list and add another just for kicks, open slit up on my wrist. Bro, this is just crazy. Like the vivid imagery writing is crazy.
I'm smoking bliss, turn the fuckboy into mist, scratch your name off on my list and add another just for kicks, open slit up on my wrist. Yeah, I think they get the gist, tighten up my fucking fist, like I'll never fucking miss.
Spit out the drip, dump up crystals in my stomach, pump these crystals on my dick. I line the chakras while we fucking rearranging. I'll have coming on these suckers, think they stuntin', but they really just lying, spitting out lines, bitch, I bang right.
5 nights of the day, I die, I hit ducks, I'll try. I don't know why I feel so normal when I'm high. All these voices in my head, I can't tell which one is the lie. Always bring the storm, yeah, Bronco black and not the sky.
Fuck that! I don't need that shit in my life. You die, motherfucker!
Give it how these haters wrong and break a bitch up on it. No sequel, big coma. It's a smoke the microphone. It's your door, make the bass shake. Tell a bitch wait, diamond shot. It's a big ship, it make the weight.
Bro, it's just crazy, like the sound that Memphis created and like the wave that they built that made it like this, because it wasn't just 3 6 Mafia. It's a whole bunch of like different like sounds. I would say, man, we got 8-Ball, even though 8-Ball and MJG are part of 3 6 Mafia, but like I just remember like the old like 8-Ball and MJG like solo tapes, like rocks 30, Yamo rocks 30, rock. Like I used to like, bro, like we used to bang that shit like all the time, because my uncle put me on like heavy on like the 8-Ball and MJG like solo like projects without like the, you know, like the whole like 666 Mafia, 3 6 Mafia shit. And I was just a really big fan of like that shit. Like it's just crazy, like the sound that like and how it's carrying on till 2023. You know, like it's just insane, like how like this all expanded and now it's just gonna keep on growing and growing and growing. And what I hope people don't copy, you know, off of like, you know, Suicideboys and a lot of all these other artists. I hope they like become inspired to make this sound, you know, brand new. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it going.
Sicky flames, it's a rolling with the tank. So till I hold it, hit them knees and let me fuck a brain tissue. Pop it 30, see it blurry, still I can't miss you. Pop the stick and blow the good, kill everyone that came with you.
Same issues, play your Russian roulette with revolvers. I go gung-ho with that drummer like I'm Travis Walker. Last off, I hit the devil talking to me often. Fuck a coffin when I die, just burn me in a foreign.
That's the hardest bar ever. Fuck a coffin when I die, just burn me in a foreign.
Chris walking haunted like the deer hunter. You a dog with no heart, just tuck your dick under. You a bed, you a cop, you a real hunter. Scarface went up with that metal, let that steel rubber.
Fuck that!
Bro.
I don't need that shit in my life. Fuck that! I don't need that shit in my life. Fuck that! I don't need that shit in my life. You die, motherfucker!
Yo, what is that? Is that Scarface sample, bro? Let me know in the comments. What sample is that from? But yeah, bro, you're just becoming crazy with these beats and shit, bro. All right, man. That last song, man, Provolone and Heroin, bro. This is crazy.
You did good, say.
It's us, man. They is never dead. No!
I can already. This feels like Memphis, even though this is coming out of Louisiana, well, New Orleans. I'm not sure what part of New Orleans they from, but like they say, pull up in a Benz higher than a bitch. Northside player getting hair from a stripper. Gold mouth Dizog, bro. All right.
Pull up in the bizarre, higher than the bitch. Northside player getting head from a stripper. Gold mouth Dizog, fucking with that hip on.
never heard this before, but like since like you know, you got the drink in you, and then like you just from years of just listening to like Memphis music and shit like that, and like years of listening to Brother Lynch Chung, Big Lurch, and like and 666 Mafia, and listening to like all those other like Memphis artists and shit like that, and a lot of different artists in the underground scene, bro. Like you just hear it, and then you read the lyrics, and you just already know how to rap this shit. Like this shit crazy.
Poppin' evil disease, took his hoe with me. I heard she was a pussy, coat by the pussy, cup pussy got the earring. Let my girl fuck off, hit her with the strap on, keep it like a music while I get the diss on. Sippin' on some scissor, I can't hear a whisper. That child believe him, he can put his body in the disser. Make it with my fucker, face on us like poker. And boys from the north side execute you on your sofa. Men who want the smizzle, that die for my kippo. That probably you could open the side with that pistol in the art.
But like I said, like since they're from the South too, it's just natural. Like people that are from like the South, and like they're using like that Memphis like sound. Like it's all South shit, so like it's just all natural for them to like just pull it off and use it and do it. You know what I'm saying? This is natural for them. Like when you hear somebody that's from like the Midwest where I'm from, or like someone from the West Coast or up north or some shit like that shit not gonna sound like or somebody from the East Coast doing that shit's not gonna sound like how it's supposed to sound. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna sound kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna sound as authentic. This sounds authentic because of where they are born and where they from. They from the South. You know what I'm saying? I got cousins that live like in these areas. You know, I got cousins in Memphis, New Orleans, and Texas, and Florida, all types of shit. And like they just have like that natural, that twang, that swag. Like that's just not. You don't even gotta sip scissor. They just be like they talk like that. You know what I'm saying? I be in Mississippi talking to my cousins, and they talk like they be off the drink, and they not. You know what I'm saying? This shit crazy.
Easy, it just had the easy. I ride through the city, the freak gon' show their titties. Poppin' on the pissy, pussies know the dizzy. Why don't keep this dizzy? I'm too thick in the busy.
I also like how they don't really have like a hook. It's just like a verse, let the beat ride out, verse, let the beat ride out, verse, let the beat ride out. And I kind of fuck with that. It also gives me like that old school feel as well.
7, 7, 4, 8, 7, 4.
And when I like I'm not even that old. It's just that like when you grow up, like when I say like I grew up listening to like like all like those old like rappers and shit like that, it's because number one, my father was a DJ. Not that he wasn't really a big DJ, but he DJ'd in Midwest and shit like that, and like he had a huge music catalog. My uncle was very big on music and stuff like that, collected music, and he taught me about like how to download music off the internet and shit. And my grandfather on my mom's side, he played music. He was in a band and shit like that, and it's just like it's in my blood, you know what I'm saying? So I love like old, like I love like getting my hands on like classic tapes and shit like that, and listening to that. I took pride in listening to that shit. While like and obviously I would like listen to Lil Wayne and shit like that around that time, but I took pride in like fucking with the underground and like just being a part of that, like that community and shit. So I took hella pride in like loving like that kind of style of music. But let's keep it going.
Bitches, now I'm ducking these bitches. Untouchable, limitless, hold the fuck with my business. Kermit on my wrist, looks like that 16 down around my fist. Daydreaming of money, cause tonight I might just hit some licks. Take your pics, shoot out with the new Benz or the 56. 59 ways to die, and all of 7 balls of slick. Talking in this pistol while I load another 60 clips. Ready to go to war, but they always end up with slick wrists. I'm so sick and tired of all these sexy liars, thinking that they fire, when really they admire what we do.
Bro, this motherfucker sounds just like damn, what was his name? Bro, hold up. I gotta look up his name, bro. I gotta look up his name, man. I gotta look up his name. I'm sorry, I gotta look up his name. It's in 3 6 Mafia too. Lord Infamous. He sound like Lord Infamous. Lord Infamous, that's what he sound like.
Fighting and fighting till I style all chewed up. Now my head all screwed up. You were on the bitch when I was fucking on the late last night. Window gave me a fancy pass while I was feeling nice. Drooling on myself, I couldn't even get my dick up. Could have been a monk if I wasn't so fucking clicked up. Grade 5, 9, bitch, I died for
Bro, they rapping about doing fentanyl. That shit's crazy.
one of mine. South side of the lake, I travel north to see my slime. New Orleans born and bred, I make $1 by the dime. Always on my toes, I keep my fingers on my knife.
I hope they recognize fucking with me, you will see the devil's eyes.
Bro, this literally, I'm listening to this, and this literally sounds like Gangsta Boo's verse on, what did she say? Like, fuck, I just like to roll a blunt up and smoke and get high. Then she said, I see a full moon and all I see is 666 in the sky. And then she said, bro, it was a crazy verse, but like, I completely butchered it. But I gotta remember that. I gotta remember that one. It'll probably come back to me. But we're gonna keep this going.
Not alive, hit the Freddy, get you better run inside.
I got my Glocky with me, bitches, so we set this shifty. I'm counting up big by 50, testing me, it's very risky.
You ain't so hard, fucking bitch, you fucking fraud. Ain't my job, teach you lesson, bet they got your fucking business.
I'm a boss, take the loss. If you hate me, fingers crossed. I'm a beast, ain't the least. Get the killing, it's a beast.
One more time on my grind, and I never have to find what I'm looking for. Say the word and body start to hit the flow.
I think I gotta go, I'm running from the time you know.
I'm ready to you, ho, I posted in the cover.
I never heard of you, pussy.
Bro, even though this is about to sound real crazy, y'all, but I'm surprised that Suicide Boys hasn't worked with like Die Antwoord or some shit. I'm surprised.
Boy, you got the juice. I wanna kill a boo. That's all I wanna do.
Stocking up on ammo, always ready for the next. I'm about to fuck your life up, cause you fucking with the devil.
Please do not do it, Freddy. Please, can you stop?
Nah, bitch, I'm a demon and I'm running on the clock.
Alright, that's the end of that EP. From what it sounds like, man, Suicide Boys ain't miss a beat, bro. Still fire, still killing that shit, man. I gotta react to some more Suicide Boys shit. And I also seen in the comments y'all want me to react to some Sesh Hollow Water Boys music, so I'm gonna get that in as well. Shout out to, you know, everyone that's been supporting the channel, man. The love has been amazing. Like I said, I don't really like care about getting like all the views and shit like that. I just care about having like, you know, a dope fan base that and a dope subscribing base that like loves underground music, and we can just share the experience with each other. And yeah, man, I really appreciate all y'all. This EP, 10 out of 10 for me. I love the sound. I love like that South shit. I love the fast rapping. I love like everything about that. Other than that, this is Scotty Show. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank y'all. Peace out.
Who put the fucking cameras in this place? Oh, who the fuck are you? I'm the guy who does his job. You must be the other guy.